Obi, now you will they wait for. We will not crucify you if you do the needful. In our entire fight, oh, Peter Obi, we are waiting for you. To build can be stressful, can be unappealing, but it's always worth it to build whatever you want. We are not afraid of building what we want. It took 6 to 8 months to get Labour Party the glory it is basking in now that it never worked for. It took less than a year to get them to that level. And we have years ahead of us. Let's even say just 2 years. We can build again. We can build again. We are waiting for you, Obi. We will not crucify you if you take any decisive step concerning the rascality of Labour Party, and we're ready to build with you yet again. We want you to start from anywhere, no matter how small it is, we will build with you. We will understand the situation. We will go along with you, but make sure it is a decision that is worthwhile. It doesn't matter how big it is. If you want to go and call smaller opposition parties, beg, woo them, whatever you want to do, and get them working with you. If you also want to start from the scratch, just like we did in 2023, it's up to you. But any worthwhile decision you take, we will build with you. What does it take to build a party? What does it take? The obedience will build with you more than we did with Labour Party. They think it's not possible and we cannot throw them away. But we will show them that you cannot undermine a people who are determined. You cannot beat down a people who are determined in a cause. We are watching the courts and all the stuff they are doing, and it looks like there is no end in sight. Take your men. Take those who believe in you and are willing to go with you. It's no longer a party thing. Saving Nigeria now is no longer a party thing, because it's looking like we are being limited by these parties and the oligarchs and the scrupulous elements that have kept Nigeria where it is now are beginning to cash on these protocols. We no longer follow protocols that are not of national value, because the party protocols now is no longer of national value. And the way it is, they are not allowing independent candidacy. What would be good for Nigeria is to start allowing independent candidacy. Otherwise, we can start from the scratch. We can start a new party. We can start again. Let's start now. We are willing to commit resources. We are willing to commit time. We are willing to commit everything needed to get what we want, a working Nigeria. It's not negotiable. These are things we cannot negotiate. We cannot negotiate a working Nigeria. It has to start working. So, forget about Labour Party. It doesn't matter how much they sing your praise. We understand the deceits. These people will put you in a corner where you become very irrelevant come 2027 if you don't do anything about it. And we have looked at all the options. The best option at the moment is to move. Is to move. You can never tell even the one that is hard of hearing that there is fire on the mountain. Even the blind can feel it when there is fire on the mountain. Even the deaf can feel it when something is happening. We cannot tell you any longer that there is fire on the mountain. Run, run, run. A big, big fire. Run, run, run. We are ready to run with you. Nobody will crucify you. It's looking like if you take any steps, people will criticize you. They will do this, they will do that. Let them come with their criticism, because it has become a thorn in our flesh. Like it has to be done in a particular way. Nigeria is not even a country that forms a government with other parties. Like, it's the winner takes it all. Whereas in some countries, when there are many parties and that are close, they form a government. But in Nigeria, the winner takes it all. If it is a situation where you can form governments, then we will say, let's watch. We can no longer watch. because the obedience, we decided to adopt that name because we are willing to go all the way with Peter Obi so long as he doesn't change his loyalty to the building of Nigeria. So what are we saying? Carry your bag. We are solidly behind you. Whatever it takes to start from the scratch, we are willing to go with you. Now, because now we see that it's no longer to our best interest to sit at ease in Zion. Valentine Ozigbo leaves Labour Party. The other time it is Kenneth Okonkwo. And they told him to go back to Nollywood. Anyway, Kenneth Okonkwo's resignation wasn't a surprise because all along he's been screaming. He's been showing his displeasure about how the party is run and all the carelessness, all the inefficiencies in that party. Now it's Ozigbo. At least those people who have something to say in Labour Party have more to say now. Now that Ozigbo joined the APC, they have more names to call. But beyond the calling of names, they should know that Labour Party is becoming a skeleton because of the few who cannot see beyond their pockets, who cannot see beyond their personal aggrandizement. It's not funny, and I'm not surprised. I'm not bothered either. It's now Obi remain. Obi, now you remain. Oh, we are expecting you to leave that Labour Party. Of a truth, you've done something to fix that party, to get it to what it should be. And you seem to have or be in a faction that might look like it will work. But so long as the characters of Arabambi and his cause are wearing the logo of Labour Party, there is nothing you would do that's going to come out okay, except there is a very drastic measure taken. And what that will be, we're still looking at it. So, this is what happens when you give responsibility to somebody that is not deserving of it. What do I mean? When somebody is not right for a certain level of success, achievements, or responsibility, when you give him such level of credit, he falls the more. He gets wasted the more because he's not ripe. He's not deserving of either the honor or the responsibility you placed in him. Labour Party wasn't ripe for the responsibility we gave them. Now, they are dying from it. They are becoming, they could not deal with affluence. They could not deal with public acceptance. They could not deal with power. They could not deal with a lot of things. And that's why we're seeing the results we're seeing. They're still busy battling with mundane things. Mundane things. Not seeing the responsibility that is ahead of them. Not seeing the honor Nigerians have placed on them. And that is the same reason we will take the same honor from them. Everybody that followed Peter Obi to Labour Party followed because of the person of Obi. Obi being so optimistic wanted also something good to come out of this party. But when you're trying to fix someone, just like Judas, and he's refusing redemption, what will he become? He will become the son of perdition. He will become the son of perdition. And Christ said, all that you gave me, I have accounted for and taken care of, except the son of perdition. For Arabambi to associate obedient movement with answers, for Arabambi to say with his friend that answers obedient, mind you, is not obedient, the one people are saying to be obedient, like obey everything. No, it's obident, obedient. We are obedented, as in we are obedented. Obi don't dent us. So it's not about obedience. I think I had Shemukuti some time ago saying, how can he be obedient? It's not about obedience of obeying whatever. That's why we have this our coconut head, that nobody can just use our heads anyhow. We are unapologetically obedented, that we are watching things. And our being obedented doesn't also mean that if tomorrow Obi starts dancing a negative tune, that we will join him. We are people who are convinced of what we're looking for. We know what we want. So that is why the obedience will not be pushed around by the defection of people who are just after themselves.
The obedient are just people, that are dissatisfied with the answers. It's not just about Labour Party, but they found Peter Obi joining Labour Party, as a square bag in a square old, and they came on board. So they will not be having any form of entity or name to themselves.
Then we see all the hypocrisies. No. If he wants, let him adopt Peter Obi for presidency, Oti for governorship, Rod Survivor for whatever, because they know that once they mention those people, the obedience movement will believe them. If they want, let them adopt anybody they want to adopt. We know they are trying to create their own APC label. After all, he's beginning to also woo the lawmakers from Lagos State to come and join them. So the offshoots, the APC faction of Labour Party that he's creating for himself should not rejoice so much. Because what happens is that these people are people who, once they see that their cash cow, which is Obi and all the names people want to hear, is getting lean, they start feeding it by trying to wash our brain to believe that they are together with these people. If they want, let them mention them, adopt them as much as they want. It will not convince us to believe whatever they are saying. Inconsequential fellows cannot convince us. We know what we want, and we cannot be dictated by any number of deflection. I don't blame anybody, defection. I don't blame anybody who is leaving Labour Party. They have not worked to earn the honor placed on them. So if people are leaving, they can go anywhere they like. But all the living we expect should follow convictions. Presently, Ozigbo joined the APC, and I shook my head. Why I shook my head is because anybody that joins the APC now is not driven by convictions. They are just looking for where it will be easy for them. And you know what? Most things that come easy are not worthy. Yes. Most things that come easy are not worthy, except miracles. What are miracles? Miracles are the of God that has no premise. Nothing informed them. They just landed. And it's only God that performs those miracles. So any other thing they are going to APC for is just the cheap way out. And those cheap ways out are not okay. I have said previously that APC is a party which is the gathering of the conglomerates of people who are bound by their craving for power, and they believe that through Tinubu or any other person installed by him, they can get there. We are young Nigerians who are not moved by the easy route. We will get what we are looking for. We will get to where we are going. We will get the Nigeria of our dreams, and we will fight for it. We are ready to work it out. So when double-mouthed people look at Nigerians who are craving for good governance and say, we are planners of answers, and then we follow the Obi to Labour Party, we laugh at them. Share in our pockets, livelihood that they look for. A time will come in this country when we will put the mechanisms in place where you don't need to struggle. You only follow processes and you have your source of livelihood. You don't need to sell your conscience. You don't need to lose who you are. You don't need to teach our children the wrong standards. You don't need to corrupt everything to have food in your pocket, or money in your pocket, or food in your stomach, and life in your veins. We only need to start doing the right things. And this is a wake-up call for anybody who means well for our country. We will get where we are going to. We just need to start galvanizing and doing the right things. Peter Obi, those people who are making you stay in Labour Party, they will put a stud on your path when it comes to the real election. They are sounding like good people now. We have adopted Peter Obi. We have fixed our problems. We have all our lies. They want to put you in a corner where tomorrow they will tell you how illegal your standing is. They will now tell you also how you are no longer eligible to contest, and they will make life unbearable for you. It's not pride. We have to do something different. If leaving the Labour Party is that thing, we are willing to go with you. But we're not going to APC. We're not going to PDP. Something has to happen. Something has to happen. And if we want to join any party, we will do that on the grounds that our principal, Obi, remains the first, the goober or whatever. We want to see the worthings of these people that are leaving Labour Party right now. The only reason I would say Obi remain in Labour Party is if the characters of Arabambi and his faction are put in their right place. But otherwise, they will creep up tomorrow. They will be the thorn in your flesh. They are going to be the same people switching mouth. They say one tomorrow, they will say one today, tomorrow they will say another one. We don't trust them. We don't take their words. We don't. So, Labour Party, if we are going to still support you guys, if Obi will still stay with you, you have to do the needful. You have to do the needful. So many things are showing that it's not going to be easy tomorrow.